Welcome to Fortune Forecast, and I am Daisy Raisler, your hostess. We are going through the writings of William Walker Atkinson, Thought, Vibration, or the Law of Attraction in the Thought World. This was published in 1906 by the New Thought Publishing Company. To quickly recap Chapter 7, I personally loved when he dove into the I can and I will conversation. How many times in our lives did we harness that? I'm sure you did. I know I have. And when I did say I can and I will, my whole mind and my heart and my body moved in the direction towards that which I declared that I can and I will. Do you remember such a time when you did say I can and I will? I liked when he also talked about transmuting fear. And it's not like getting rid of fear, because it seems that it's all here. All these emotions are there. I believe that we're not here to deny them. What we need to do so that we can grow is to change them, to meet them face on and use them so that we can move forward. And I believe that's what transmuting is all about. It's about changing a way of thinking. And he said that when we change our thought, we will draw people that think similar to us. So I guess in a way, it's important to look at the circle, maybe 5 people that we hang out with, and see what we have in common. And maybe that is the clue. If we're trying to get ahead and we find that the way that they're thinking is not really getting them where they want to be, maybe that's a reflection of us. That's pretty sobering, isn't it? He said in Chapter 7, to succeed, you must want it. And the question is, what is it that you want? I don't know what you want. I know what I want. It may not seem very big or overambitious, but I know what I want. And I am willing to pay the price. And he said, how strong is your desire for what you want? And are you willing to pay the price? Does that mean, maybe something that you are going to replace in its place? Maybe not going out to have that extra dinner because you're trying to save a little money, or not eating the foods you want in the quantity you want because you want to get into your favorite bathing suit or some outfit, or a vacation you want to go to, so you're giving up a personal pleasure now for a bigger pleasure later. So those are the questions, right? I invite you now, sit back, get comfortable, as we now go into Chapter 8, the Law of Mental Control. Your thoughts are either faithful servants or tyrannical masters, just as you allow them to be. You have the say about it. Take your choice. They will either go about your work under direction of the firm will, doing it the best they know how, not only in your waking hours, but when you are asleep. Some of our best mental work being performed for us when our conscious mentality is at rest. as is evidenced by the fact that when the morning comes, we find troublesome problems have been worked out for us during the night, after we had dismissed them from our minds, apparently. Or they will ride all over us and make us their slaves if we are foolish enough to allow them to do so. More than half the people of the world are slaves of every vagrant thought which may see fit to torment them. Your mind is given you for your good and for your own use, not to use you. There are very few people who seem to realize this and who understand the art of managing the mind. The key to the mystery is concentration. A little practice will develop within every man the power to use the mental machine properly. When you have some mental work to do, concentrate upon it to the exclusion of everything else. And you will find that the mind will get right down to business, to the work at hand, and matters will be cleared up in no time. There is an absence of friction, and all waste motion or lost power is obviated. Every pound of energy is put to use, and every revolution of the mental driving wheel counts for something. It pays to be able to be a competent mental engineer. And the man who understands how to run his mental engine knows that one of the important things is to be able to stop it when the work has been done. He does not keep putting coal in the furnace and maintaining a high pressure after the work is finished, or when the day's portion of the work has been done, and the fires should be banked until the next day. Some people act as if the engine should be kept running, whether there was any work to be done or not. And then they complain if it gets worn out and wobbles and needs repairing. The mental engines are fine machines and need intelligent care. To those who are acquainted with the laws of mental control, it seems absurd for one to lie awake at night fretting about the problems of the day, or more often of the morrow. It is just as easy to slow down the mind as it is to slow down an engine. And thousands of people are learning to do this in these days of new thought. The best way to do it is to think of something else, as far different from the obtruding thought as possible. There is no use fighting an objectionable thought with the purpose of downing it. That is a great waste of energy, and the more you keep on saying, "I won't think of this thing," the more it keeps on coming into your mind, for you are holding it there for the purpose of hitting it. Let it go. Don't give it another thought. Fix the mind on something entirely different, and keep the attention there by an effort of the will. A little practice will do much for you in this direction. There is only room for one thing at a time in the focus of attention. So put all your attention upon one thought, and the others will sneak off. Try it for yourself. And this concludes Chapter 8. All right, I'm turning the page to Chapter 9.